Hello, welcome back to TubeTalk.
Welcome back to you too, Doug. The first week of the new season. How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
Mate, I'm full of the man flu. Full of the man flu. Not feeling 100. Had to have a bit of time in bed. So we were going to do a big season review this week, but we might just tide it over till next week when I've got a bit more energy and had a bit more time to put everything together for people.
Sounds like a plan.
But we will talk about something, won't we? What will we talk about?
We'll talk about our trainers.
And in specific,
Our New Zealand trainers.
and what theirs last season was like.
Correct.
Where should we start?
Where do you want to start? With one of the Stevens?
Yeah, well, we'll start in the north. Stephen Marsh,
Yeah.
100 winners. Again, season, second in the premiership. Fantastic season. I think he'll probably end up with the champion too, Old Villanova, once the awards come out too. So he had a superb season. Andrew Carston, South Island Trainers Premiership, won it on the last day, which was fantastic, very well deserved. I think Michael Pittman had won it for something like 15 or 25 years in a row. Something insane, and Andrew's beaten him. So, great effort from Andrew. Lisa Latta, third equal on the New Zealand Trainers Premiership and leading CD trainer. She had a fantastic season. Huge number of group wins. So she did great. And Kylie Grass, now Hoskin, because she got married and changed her name, who's just starting out. I think she won the Newcomer to Training Award for the year. So, firing on all cylinders. So, pretty happy and proud to be involved, associated with all of them. It's a pretty good effort, isn't it?
It's not bad.
Not bad.
Thought Steven had a couple more in him, but that's alright.
We'll rib him.
Yeah.
We'll give him a bit about that.
This week on Saturday at Rickerton Race.
Hang on.
Whoa. You just said we're finished.
Yeah, but what about last week?
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
See, that's why I'm the master and you're my young Padawan.
Also, you're my father as well.
Doug,
But
I
that is-
am your father.
But that has nothing to do with it. And then dead. Up and Under was second at Galway.
Yeah, it was a banana skin of a race, and it was actually a massive effort. He carried a big weight. He was stuck wide, 4-5 wide over a mile and a half, no cover, 3 wide, and he nearly got there. He hung badly left, which he's done a few times now, right-handed. So huge effort, and he hit the line hard. Great for the Galway boys to see him racing there. He will be probably dropping back to 2,000 metres, I think, 10 furlongs next start. Go right-handed, and you'll see a very, very good performance.
Bit of a blarney, he was fourth at the sale.
Yeah, and a work in progress. Only his third start, and he won on a debut. Interesting. He got in the trail, and they went slowly, and he just over-raced, pulled. So he didn't have much energy left in straight, but he still angled off heels and hit the line for fourth. Really promising horse. Just green and got a few steps to learn as he goes through. So he'll have another run, and then he might have a little break. But I think he's very promising. I think, look, if he'd relaxed on Wednesday, at Sale he would have won. So a couple of really nice horses.
This week, on Saturday, at Rickerton Race 9, we have Make Time in the Winter Cup.
Group 3 Winter Cup, make time. And we're showing you a replay here of the Opunaki Cup listed race, where if you watch him at the 200 metres, he gets knocked over, he loses back legs behind him, you'll see that, but he regathers himself, and the last 50 metres he's flying, and about 2 strides past the line he's in second place. And if he hadn't lost his legs that day, he would have run second. He wouldn't have beaten the winner, but he would have run second. He's going really, really well. He's got a nice barrier draw of 7. The heavy track will not bother him at all. But the big question mark is the mile. He said 4 starts at the mile for 2 placings. Or it might be 5 starts for 2 placings. He hasn't won the mile. The family's always struggled to just get a mile. So that's the big question mark. But if he's ever going to get it, it'll be Saturday, because he loves Rickerton. and he's absolutely flying in his work. So exciting to have him in the race.
Then Eagle Farm Race 2, we have Otera and Mubares.
Yeah, Otira, we've got to spell him after his last race because he's just a bit flat and it needs a break. But he really perked up in the days after the race. We gave him a few days just out at the farm. So we've elected to give him one more and then decide whether to spell him or not. Got a nice barrier draw, small field. He should sit, I would say he'll sit third, fourth. And if he's anywhere near his best, he'll be running top 2 in this race. So really interested to see. If he doesn't run top 2, with all luck, then he needs to spell. But all things being equal, he's in this race up to his eyeballs. Mubar is, this is his last chance. He's a couple of nice runs warming up. Then he was a bit plain last start. So he really needs to perform on Saturday or retirement is looming. Worked quite nicely this week. Small field, no weight. Doesn't look like there's a lot of speed in the race, and he tends to usually jump quite well, so he might end up in the first 2. And he's such a big, long striding horse, I wouldn't actually mind seeing him, either outside the leader or in front, just sort of happy and relaxed, doing his own thing. So he'll be an interesting starter. Don't think there's any Ranger, but if there was, it would suit him.
Then on Sunday at Wodonga Race 4 is Opera Bell.
Yeah, so we're showing you a video here where she was a bit unlucky. She was beaten a relatively long way, but she ran 5th and she just got blocked a couple of times up the straight. Last start, it was a do or die run for her, and a horse just came back on her and knocked the stuffing out of the 600. And so it was really hard to get a line on her, and she picked up a little bit late. So this is a do or die run for her too. It really is. It's like, or retirement is also looming for her. But she struck a field which isn't strong. She's got, unfortunately, got an awkward draw, but she's got 2.5 kilo claim on. She'll probably go back. One thing about the outside draw is she'll probably go back and she'll probably be outside the second last horse, which means that she's going to be able to get out and go when she wants to, whereas last couple of starts, she's been unlucky on the rail. So it'll be interesting to see how she goes. I think the 2,000 metre suits, I wouldn't be surprised to see her run well, but she needs to. That's do or die for her.
Bet of the week.
Bet of the week.
And on Saturday at Riverton Race 4, you have Prince Turbo selected.
Yeah, and the Coral Steeplechase. So there's a $1.35 favourite in this race, West Coast. But he's carrying 72 kilos. He's dropping back from 5,500 metres to 4,250. And he's a very, very good horse, but I'm sure that they're on the Grand National next week. And I think $1.35 with 72 kilos is too short. Prince Turbo is unbeaten over steeples. 2 starts for 2 wins. Been impressive both times. Had a warm-up by running 3rd over the hurdles last start. Only carries 66, so he carries 6 kilos less. And that over the shorter 4,250 metre distance, I think, might be the difference. And it's $7 as opposed to $1.35. I think it's great value. So, Prince Turbo at $7 is our bet of the week in the Coral Steeplechase.
That includes TubeTalk.
It does. Thank you, Douglas, and we shall see everyone next week with another summary of the season.
All right.
Going to second around Tycoon Lil when they corner, and then Batavian, and next is Northern Drake and Dodge. Might and Power comes around the home corner, the leader. He's kicked out by 2. Northern Drake is chasing home hard on the outside after the leader, and Tycoon Melody battling strongly. It's Might and Power, the leader. Northern Drake a length and a half away coming home, but Might and Power, the big champ, the king, joins the race.